Now we can start our program. Are you ready, dear Abdulhakim? Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to Ircica Heritage Talk program. Today is April 18, the International Day for Monuments and Sites, also known as World Heritage Day. On this meaningful day, we will talk about the efforts to protect the cultural heritage in Yemen. Our guest is Abdulhakim El-Sayagi. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Before starting our program, I have to thank colleagues in Yemen. Last 2 years, they participated programs for Ircica, especially for Heritage Evolution Report and also Heritage Database Project. We have to thank engineer Nabil Al-Makale and Fatih Al-Quraishi, and we are thanks for their support for our programs. Today, our guest is Abdulhakim El-Sayagi. His speech will be on preservation in times of armed conflict and in Yemen. I have to give a small information about Abdulhakim El-Sayagi. He's architect, restorer, conservation planner. He's worked for Social Fund for Development Yemen in Cultural Heritage Unit. Also, he served more than 35 years in cultural heritage sector in different institutions in Yemen and also different international organizations. We can start with your presentation, El-Sayagi. Floor is yours. You can start. Yeah.
Thank you very much. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى أصحابه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. First of all, I'd like to just send greetings to our brothers in Gaza and Rafah in the occupied Palestine. Okay, I'll start my talk about cultural heritage in Yemen. And also our efforts, especially in times of war and armed conflict, which Yemen has been experienced for almost 9 years. So, let's start. Okay, this is the map of Yemen, just to show the governorates and some of the districts. As we all know that Yemen is located in the west-south corner of the Ircica Peninsula and also in Indonesia, and it is bordered from the north Saudi Arabia and from east Sultanate Oman. And from the west is the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean from the south. Yemen has a tremendous cultural heritage spread all over the country. There are tens of thousands of historical sites and monuments. It is regarded also as one of the oldest human settlements in the world. And it is, of course, the origin of the Arabs, and it was called the Arabia Felix. It is also the land of Queen Sheba, Balqis, It is a country of a unique cultural landscape, environmental sites, and architecture. We will start as the cultural heritage. We will start from archaeology. These sites are just examples from our very rich archaeological sites, which which has been discovered. What has been discovered is less than 2% what it should be supposed to be. But because of the war and unsettled situation in the country, since even before 2011, these images are, from here is the ancient Marib Dam in Marib, and this is the Ogham temple also in Marib city as well, and there is Al Sauda temple in Al Jauf, which has been discovered in 2011, just before the uprising. And unfortunately, okay, we have been excavated this site, and we just refill it with sand, because these areas are targeted from the archaeological artifacts looters, and which became unfortunately more easier after since 2011, and more after the war in 2015. And of course, this is the last one at the right. Sorry, at the right hand is the Nakrah temple, very famous temple in the archaeological city of Marrakesh. Manuscripts, or al-makhtutat as we call it, it is also one of the treasures of cultural heritage in Yemen. And there is, I would say, a tremendous number of manuscripts in all sizes, which it is, some of them they are pre-Islamic, and most of them they are Islamic, even from the first, second, and third century of Hijrah. Most of them, last time when we were in a conservation working in the Great Mosque in the old city of Sana'a, which is regarded one of the oldest mosques outside Mecca and Medina, dated back to the 6th year of Hijrah. We found two groups of large number of manuscripts, which they are still uncovered, and they are just stored there, and they are waiting for someone to explore and to restore it as well. So this is a very hard task. And even in before that, in the late 70s of the last century and early 80s, also a large number of manuscripts had been found in the covered ceiling of the Great Mosque at that time for a maintenance work. In this field, okay, I think we as social fund, we contribute to make training programs for large number of young men and women working there to how to restore and how to show these manuscripts with, of course, close coordination with the UNESCO, and also with one of a famous Yemeni restorer of manuscripts. His name is Abdul Wahid al-Shami. Now he is settled now in Rome. So this is just some of the working, training stations and restoration, and these are in the laboratory of the Dar al-Makhtutat in the old city of Sana'a, south of the Great Mosque. Okay, this one is one of the manuscripts, parchment found under the minaret, under the west minaret of the Great Mosque that time, which is just one example how its state of conservation is in a very, very deteriorated status. Also, one of the components of the cultural heritage in Yemen is the cultural landscape. You know, it is very different. We have a mountainous cities and villages, and also along the coast of Tihama, along the Red Sea, and also along the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean, as well as in the deserts as well. So it is also a very important component, but unfortunately it is experiencing neglect and environmental degradation because of the climate change, as well as also a sort of urbanization aiming for large number of the village itself. Historic cities, of course, I think it is also one of the main components of the cultural heritage. We have tens of historic cities, some of them pre-Islamic, and of course a large number of historic cities pre-Islamic as well. And I'm just showing some of the images. The left one from above is an image from historic city of Sada, and also on the right is from Shibam Hadramaut, with its surround oasis around it, and the one in the left is also in one of the Bustans gardens, orchid gardens in the old city of Sana'a, as well as the main square and governmental building of the historic city of Zabid in the west side along the Red Sea in Tehran. Also, we have another historic cities like Jibla, Tarim in Hadramaut, Sayyidun in Hadramaut, and plenty of historic and vernacular traditional architecture, intact village in Wadi Hadramaut, as well as in Sa'da, Jawf, and Marib, and everywhere, even in Taiz and in Tehran. This is Shibam Hadramaut, as it is very famous for that it is the first skyscraper in the world, dated back to the 2nd century BC, famous as Manhattan of Arabia, but I would like to see that Manhattan in New York is the Shibam of New York. So it is the contrary should be done, because the high-rise building in Shibam Hadramaut is more than 1800 years before the skyscrapers in Manhattan in New York. It has a very unique mud architecture. It is located in the heart of a palm oasis in Wadi Hadramaut, and it has been inscribed in the World Heritage List of UNESCO in 1984, and unfortunately it has been inscribed in the World Heritage in danger since 2016 because of the war and armed conflict, and especially this city has faced a terrorist attack 2 times, 2015 and 2018. which which will be also, I will display that in the destruction and the effect of war and armed conflict in the country. This is the old city of Sana'a. Okay, this is historical and political capital of Yemen, situated in a mountain valley at an altitude of 2,200 meters. It has been inhabited for more than 3 years. And it was the summer capital of Queen Sheba Balqis, inscribed in the World Heritage List of UNESCO in 1986, and also put in that list in danger in 2016 for the same cause of Sudan, and it is now experience a very hard time and very deteriorated state of preservation as well. But still, a large part of it is still intact, and it has its own beauty and own uniqueness as well. This is also a focus city of the historical city of Zabid. It calls here in the Islamic world as the city of science and capital of Islamic science and scientists in the Islamic history. This is the first Islamic capital of Yemen from the 7th century AD, and it has a unique brick work architecture in Arabia, and it has been nominated and inscribed in the World Heritage List in 1993. Actually, just after that time, because it is in December 1993, after some months, you know, the political situation in Yemen was very, unrest because of the conflict between the legitimate regime in Sana'a, who is the South rebels there in that time. In 2000. In year 2000, it has been also listed as a World Heritage in danger because of of the very much building violation there, and also the government unfortunately has not committed to its mandates towards a World Heritage property in Zabid. But a lot of investment had been paid there in the city, especially from the Social Fund for Development, and that gives a good and better result than before, and we hope that we can keep on preserving this very special and very unique historical city. We have also a cultural and natural cultural heritage. Heritage, it is also the Socotra archipelago, which is called Socotra. It has been inscribed in the World Heritage List of UNESCO in 2008. It is located in the northwest Indian Ocean near the Gulf of Aden. It comprises actually of more than islands, but the main 4 islands and 2 rocky islet, and which appears as a prolongation of the Horn of Africa. The site is of a universal importance because of its biodiversity, with very rich and distinct flora and fauna, where 37% of Socotra, 825 plant species, 90% of its tributary species, and 95 of its island snails. It is a very rich natural site in a world heritage standard, with an outstanding universal value. The site also also supports global significance population of land and sea birds. And the marine life, of course, of Socotra is also a very diverse and very rich. Uh, Now, I'll just, we cannot talk about cultural heritage in Yemen without talking about the vernacular and traditional unique architecture in Yemen. Architecture style in Yemen could be classified according to building materials, climate, and geography. This is, I hope that this image is somehow clear because its resolution is not so large. Sorry. I mean, starting from the reed huts, mud, bricks, stones and bricks, and also rammed earth as well. This is an example, of course. A mud is often used with earthing and insulation agent in tension and textile, I mean, from structural point of view. And it is still now working, in Tehama area especially, and it is also one of the best examples is Al-Zubra and many other cities, Beit al-Faqih and another very special villages and beautiful small cities. This is, a brickwork architecture. This is very famous in historical city of Zabid, and also in Al-Makha, we call it Mocha in Al-Makha, which is very famous for its historical port, and the name of the coffee of Mocha came from that city as well. Also city of Beit al-Faqih, the old quarter of Hudaida city seaboard, and also in Al-Muhayya and etc. So it is very rich in its facade and also interior with brickwork, ornaments, and very famous also for its wooden work as well and jointed. We have also a kind of stone and brick accessory. It is a mix of stone and brick work. It is a stone masonry for the lower parts of the buildings. It is from structural point of view as well as from the security point of view for the buildings, but the upper floors used to be a brickwork with a very fine and very creative facades and ornaments, along with the fenestation, the windows and openings with what we call it Qamariya. It is also, the older one and the round one was made of alabaster, but the less older Qamariya is made of stained glass and glass since a long time. This kind of architecture is very famous in Sana'a and also in Rada, in Yarim, and old city of Ta'az as well. Also in Jibla, it is the same as also as well as in this old city of Ib, which is also famous for its architecture and urban planning. This is what we call it a ramped architecture, which we call it in Zabur, and it is a ramped earth masses with the gypsum plaster and qadar. Qadar is a waterproof course, a traditional waterproof course made of a mixture of lime and volcanic ash. It is found in the eastern north region of Sada, Al-Jawf, up to the north region. And it is also, there is a mud architecture, of course. There are two main mud architecture. It is, the first one is sun-dried mud blocks. It is a mud blocks with mud and gypsum plaster in the highlands region in Marib, Amran, Roda, and also Joe. And there is also mud blocks with mud and lime plaster in the southeast region of Shibab, in the Wadi Hadramaut and Shabra in general. And it is very famous in Shibam, Hajarain, Tarim, and other cities al-Hajarain in Hadramaut and in the Wadi Dawan as well. Okay, I tried just to give you an idea about the architecture in Amman, but now I'm turning back to the other component of the traditional or cultural heritage in Amman, which is the traditional handicrafts, which is very famous for silver, pottery, textile, and of course here in the very famous Yemeni traditional daggers, which called Jambia. It is even from the Sabaean and Mainian civilization pre-Islamic. Also, a part of that is the urban architectural heritage. It is also very obvious in many cities. Okay, we just talked about Shibam, Hadramaut, Sana'a, Zabid, but also in Sayyun. And this is also the palace of Sayyun, which is regarded as one of the largest mud structures in the world. And there is also now an ongoing project for restoration of that palace, which is also houses a museum for Hadramaut region there. And also we have another, urban and town planning, a very special one this is in the city of Hababa with a very large, we call it barika or water system and water pool for the agriculture and also for the drinking. Very old, drinking resource as well. And we have another also kind of urban planning. This is in Al-Jawf and in Al-Anan, Jawf. It is in the south, in the east of Yemen. And also we have another kind of what we call it Hadrami architecture, which is very affected from the colonial architecture, and it is a mixture of Yemeni Hadrami architecture as well as Hindu and Indo, as some effects from Indonesia and South Asia as well. But it is also part of our heritage, because even the colonial architecture is regarded as a part of our cultural heritage in Yemen. We also can find it especially in the south parts of the country. Also a part of the, as I said before, this is also the city of Sula, or city of Sa'da, or Shibam, Zabid. Everywhere, every city has its own town planning with fortified walls and defensive means for each city, which is still valid up to date. Also, this is just to give you an idea about also the richness in architecture in Yemen, and this is the castle of Al-Qahira in Taz, which has been targeted severely from air strikes in early of the war in 2015 and 2016. And also this is very famous, also building, you can find it everywhere in the old city of Sana'a, the right in the top. And here and in the lower, right below, it is the great mosque of Ta'az of Rasulid. It is from the Rasulid period, which is dated more than 800 years old. It is called Al-Muzaffar Grand Mosque in the old city of Ta'az. And Also in the left is the Madrasat al-Amiriya, which is very famous, also from Tahiri period, which is at least 600 years old, which had been preserved very well, but unfortunately it has been affected a lot from the war and the armed conflict and also neglect since 2011. This is just an extension of the masterpieces of Yemeni architecture. Here in the right is the Dar al-Hajar. It is we call it the palace of stone. It is in one of the suburbs of the Sana'a city in the west, and also in the left side is the very famous Al-Mahdar mosque with its very unique minarets in the city of Karim in Hadramaut. Okay, thank you. This is about the architecture, and I have to just jump to that. I have to scale from here, and if you, I think if you prefer just to continue with that, with another thing. Moment. The cultural heritage. Now I think okay, shall also I share with that one?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, can share it. Is it okay? Does do you share?
You can share.
now.
You can share now.
Yeah. This is new share. Okay.
We can see your.
You can see it?
No. We can see your computer screen.
Okay. Then. Okay. This one.
Yes. Now it's okay.
Yeah. Also, I mean, we give some special care about the World Heritage Sites in Yemen, as you said, because it is one of our first commitment of our as a country, as a member state of course of UNESCO, and we signed. Yemen signed the UNESCO Convention for Preservation of Cultural Heritage, which has in 1970. So we are from the early Arab countries signed this agreement. So we are very committed to preserve those sites, as I said. It will be just very fast, and of course the old city of Shibam, as I said before, it is for its very outstanding value, and just it is more information about that. It is also it has a very defensive character and dense information and many story building, as I said before, and it is one of the which is still intact historic cities in Yemen, and thank you for their inhabitants and also for the local council there, whom they worked a lot to keep this city intact as much as possible. And also I'd like just to mention that social fund we have with the IGZ, a very successful project there to restore. We have restored more than 75% of the city in that time, and also that project has won the Aga Khan prize in that time. And also the old city of Sana'a, also we, as I said before, now it is experienced as somehow of building violation and more organized and unstudied and unaware organization for the old city of Sana'a, and also because of the what we call it the spread of souk and marketization of a larger area of the city on the account of its residential areas. It is, it has, of course, it has been described in the World Heritages because of the criterion 4 and 5th and 6th criterion, which is, very famous in, which is well known for UNESCO, ICOMOS, and CROM, and in those institutions which is caring about the World Heritage. The city of Sana'a, still a very, live city and very dynamic, and it has not been, abandoned for the whole history for more than 3,000 years. It contains, beside its very famous residential houses and buildings, it contains also about 145 small mosques. We call it masjid, and of course the great mosque there, and also with more than 600,000 houses dating, some of them they are dating to pre-11th century, and it has also 11 public baths. We call it hammam, and most of them they are Turkish, and from the Turkish period existence in Yemen. It is, of course, well known for its multi-story tower, as I said before. Also, it is a brick houses, and it is related to the criterion, as I said, 4 and 5 and 6. It is very famous because it offers an outstanding example of a homogeneous architecture ensemble, which design and detail principles their design translate an organization of very special characteristics for the early centuries of Islam, which has been respected over time. Okay, I'll just try to jump. As I said, also the project also of preservation, preservation of the old city of Sana'a has also won another Aga Khan award for the year 1994. Also, the city of Zabid, as I said before, it's experiencing a very hard time since the armed conflict and unrest situation of Yemen, and also lack of funding there. It affects a lot the nature and the beauty of the city. But the city still has its own as an issue, I can say its aroma and beauty, even with this very hard situation. Okay, it has unfortunately been inscribed in the World Heritage List in 2000 till now, and we are hoping that we can just mobilize our national and regional and international efforts towards preserving this very unique city. And Archipelago of Socotra, as I said before, so no need to just to repeat it, but okay. Also, oral heritage, the San'ani songs had been described as also a World Heritage component for in 2003. So we call it San'ani singing. Was included in the masterpieces of the oral intangible heritage of the humanity from UNESCO. A pilot project affiliated with UNESCO, Memory of the World program in Yemen, produced a CD-ROM very titled Sana'a manuscripts as well. I mean, so some of the Yemeni manuscripts also have been described as humanity heritage or world heritage property. Also, the landmarks of the ancient kingdom of Saba, Marib, it has been also inscribed in the World Heritage List just in December 2023, because it is very famous as archaeological, very large archaeological site, which we call it archaeological park in the land of Shifa. You know, it has been, of course, as I said before, that it is for the kingdom of Saba, and it is history from the first millennium BC until the arrival of Islam to the region around 630. You know, it has also, unfortunately, this area had been targeted a lot from traffickers and trafficking, and in a very mass trafficking of archaeological, very important archaeological artifacts, and unfortunately even sometimes part of the Makkah temple, there are some part of its paving, I mean marbles, had been also looted and trafficking outside the country for the neighbor countries and also for Europe as well. Also, we have a tentative list, of course, for also cultural heritage in Yemen. So we have 8 sites, as I said. It is the first one is the historic city of Sada, cultural criterion 1, 5, and 6. Of course, this historic city had been suffered a lot even before 2011, 2015, even before that, from 2003, 2006, it had been damaged a lot because of the armed conflict between the legitimate government and the rebels that time, which they are now on the government now in Sana'a. So, and of course, in the war 2015 and 2016, it had been severely damaged by airstrikes, and there is a special program for its recovery, but due to the war and of course the collateral effect of the war in the economic and socio-economic side, so it is still hard to start work there. But we are very keen that we are preparing a new program for this city with the help of UNESCO, Doha, and funded by the EU. We hope that in the very near future. Also, this is the historic city of Tula. It is very famous as a defensive city with its castle and with very famous Islamic madrasas of Zaydi sects in Yemen, and it is also very unique for its stone architecture and multi-story building in stones, and it has been affected somehow, especially its defensive components and the gate, and we are also looking for a very soon project just to preserve a number of houses and religious monuments. This is also the Al-Madrasa Al-Amiriya. It is in Rada. It's very famous, as I said, of Tahiris. It is very famous for its architecture and very rich moral paintings inside the prayer hall. And also it is very famous for its very genius design of its aqua system and the ablution units. It has been restored in the early 2004, and also Social Fund has also contributed on that for the last phase, and I have the honor also to be a member of that team at that time. But unfortunately, due to the lack of the neglect, due to the neglect and lack of maintenance, and also the armed conflict of, unfortunately, Al-Qaeda had targeted this part of this very famous and very beautiful monument, and we hope that we can just mobilize any funds to at least secure that building. For it had been included in our last inventory and damage assessment for the for 60 Islamic monuments just in 2022. This is also the historical city of Jibla and its surroundings. It is the capital city of Queen Sayyidah Arwa, Sayyidah bint Ahmad, which is famous for Queen Arwa, which is a Sulayhi sect in Yemen, which had governed the country for the 6th century Hijri. And it has a very unique monument. It has also the mosque of the Queen Arwa, as well as its tomb there, and it has been, condensely visited from tourists and especially from Ismaili sects in the world. And also, this is Jabal Haraz. It is a mixed criterion. X is a mix of cultural and natural, and it is also one of the main destinations for Ismaili sects in the world, and it is well preserved, and it is also famous that they replanted coffee trees instead of qat trees, and it is now very famous there, and it gains its beauty, and it is intact. Also, Jabal Haraz, it's not only that site, but it is also a mix of agricultural terraces and small villages, as well as valleys and valleys. And it is also very special for a very famous kind of coffee trees. Also, Jabal Bura, it is very famous. Also, it is a mixed criteria. It is a mixture of culture and natural heritage. It is intact now, and it is a preserved, national park also of Yemen. And it is very famous, of course, for its very, unique type of coffee, and also it is a very diverse of plantation, insects, birds, insects, special kind of also flora. They're very famous. It is This is of course. Balha and Barro coastal area, it is also a mixed criteria. It is along the coastal area of Shabwa and Hadramaut, and it is very famous for its intact and untouched nature there, of course, especially for its very special Gulf. They call it, of course, it is very famous as a Gulf of the moon, and it is really a mixture of cultural and natural, and it is very. And it was before 2011. It was one of the main destinations of tourists there, and unfortunately, I just missed the image of that. And also the Hauf area. Hauf is also it's the area between Yemen from Al Mahra Governorate and Sultanate Oman. So it is also very famous, and it is one of the remaining very rich national park in the South Arabia. So it is a mix. It is between Yemen and Sultanate Oman. We hope that it could be inscribed as soon as possible. So this is the end of my show here. And I think, if it is now, I'm just trying to close this one. So, what did you suggest? We can just jump to the
conservation efforts. Yeah, you can jump directly to conservation efforts for the rich cultural heritage.
Actually, yes. Actually, now I'm trying to go to the very sad and tragic, part of my presentation, which is the destruction of the cultural heritage of Yemen. So just I don't know how to make it. Same again. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what's happened here. How to just see. Sorry, I don't know.
Tamam, bitsin
Full
deyip
on here.
bir şey daha gösterecek de.
You hear me? No, okay. Okay, I'm trying just to share it. I don't know. Is it on? From where just from where to share it? I have a problem here. I don't know. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
On
I'm
the
just
mid of
wondering,
your
from where to just to.
on the mid of your screen there's a button, share screen.
But it doesn't appear.
Down of your screen.
It doesn't appear, unfortunately. It doesn't appear, unfortunately. I don't know from where to get it. Okay, I don't know how to. Unfortunately, what can I have a moment?
I think if the cursor is moved up, everything under the screen appears.
Where?
Is your cursor apparent on your screen? Because when I take my cursor down under the screen, all the buttons under the screen disappear. So if you can take with your mouse the cursor up, maybe these options in the bottom of the screen will appear. Sometimes if the cursor is placed outside the screen, these things don't appear. This causes the difficulty. For instance, take your cursor with your mouse up, please, to the middle of the screen. Let's see if the same thing will happen. Because when I do it, all the buttons appear. If it is related to the position of the cursor.
Okay.
The buttons appear under the screen.
Yeah, because it is.
These options do not appear if your cursor is outside the screen or down or to the side. It's really
I'm just trying to.
Yes.
To raise it up and here also to. It is supposed to be here. I mean, but I don't know.
Please move your cursor. Move your cursor down.
Cursor to the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
And then move your cursor right and front, back and right and left. Now when I move my cursor, those buttons down under the screen disappear, they appear again. So it is related to the cursor sometimes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't, I don't know, sometimes it appears, but,
then the options share will appear. The options
share. I know, but it has not, unfortunately, it has not been.
There is, the third one is share the screen.
Yeah, I know, I know, but it doesn't appear for me, I don't know.
If you move the cursor right and left, they don't appear. Because when I move like that, they appear, they disappear. The cursor.
Okay. Shall I?
I will try another.
Yeah, maybe you can connect again.
Once again? Okay, I'll try to, okay, I will.
We are waiting with pleasure.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Sorry for technical problems. We are
This
waiting.
is things happen.
Yes.
Ah, very good.
Now you can share your screen.
Excellent.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
Please continue. We couldn't hear you. Please turn on your voice.
Unmute.
Yeah.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you now. Please continue.
Okay, then yeah. Okay, this is the this is just statistics of the damaged archaeological historical sites and monuments due to the war and conflict. As you said, there is 6 historic cities had been 6 historical cities had been targeted, and more than 9,750 monuments and 95 sites with almost 90 total destruction and partial 90, and the other they are just slight damages, and and also there is a direct strikes for the more than 270 monuments have been directly targeted, and the very severe one was for the city of Sana'a, which had been targeted 3 times in the historical cities, and it had been damaged. And also we have almost mosques and museums and fortresses and cemeteries as well. Okay. This is about the city of the old city of Sana'a. So just this diagram just show the airstrikes on the city. So actually indirectly in the city, and also in the round in the south part in the Turkish military garrison barracks there, which have been also hit and severely damaged. Some of its part has been totally also damaged from the air strikes. And this is just the density of the damage and the effects of the strike and bombing. And also this is the areas and just the legend for the type of of damage. Of course, there is the Al-Qasimi area, which is very famous in the old city, which has been directly hit, and 8 houses had been, multi-story houses had been totally damaged, and there was also 4 casualties, and more than 8 people had been died in those houses. And also the other part of in Al-Fulahi area as well, it is another one. It is adjacent to a very famous mosque of Al-Fulahi. It is a white bustan, but all the buildings around it has been not a bit totally damaged and partially damaged as well. Okay. That one for Sana'a, and this is also for the city of Zabid. Also, it has been, bombing, especially around it, not inside it, but it has been harshly affected as well, because it was one of the very, hard confrontation war area. Some also of the monuments, as I said here is Al-Fazza, it's a very old mosque, at least 800 years old, along the coast, has been totally destroyed by air strikes. And also the palace of As-Sukna, and it is outside the city of Al-Hudaydah as well. This is also the fortress of Kaukaban also has been severely damaged, as it is here very clear. This is before, this is after, and large number of its houses has been also totally, destroyed and partially, and it is now a large number of people have are displaced, and we hope that we can. Also planning to make a project to just return them as soon as possible. But this area has been affected a lot. This is also from the Taiz region. This is also the castle of Al-Qahira and Taiz. This is also a minaret of Al-Shafiyah mosque, and this is also for a tomb of Abdul Hadi. It is a shrine for one of the very famous scholars in the Islamic history in Yemen, and also this is the palace of Salah, which was a museum in Taiz, has been totally collapsed because due to the direct airstrikes. And also in Marib, also a large part of the ancient dam of Marib had been, especially its entrance and its some of its walls as well. And also the city of Barakesh as well has been severely damaged, and it's a very difficult situation there, and we don't know exactly how to even, because it is an archaeological site. It's okay, it's an empty from inhabitants, but it is an archaeological site, and I think it makes it more easier for looters to traffic the archaeological artifacts. This is also in the city of Aden. This is also the army museum, which is colonial architecture, also has been damaged severely, and not yet there is no clear plans to restore it now. This is also from also city of Sada, which has been also totally damaged, large number of buildings. This is also the regional museum in Damar. It is a governorate just south of Sana'a. It had been destroyed. More than 7,500 artifacts were collected vulnerable out of the total 12,000, and much of them have been looted. And one of the, in that museum, one of the oldest mihrab in the Islamic world was among the destroyed artifacts. Unfortunately, before 2011, we had plans and cooperation with the Louvre Museum in Paris just to restore a number of archaeological artifacts and also to restore the mihrab with an Italian also institution in Venice. But unfortunately, nothing has been happening, and now the 750 artifacts have been stored in the Museum of University of Dammam. Also, this is a tomb had been exploited by tourists in the Wadi Hadramaut, and also this is a very direct also explosion of terrorists Al-Qaeda in the heart of the Shibam historical cities, and the images are very clear that part of it has been severely damaged. This is also in Taiz as well. The tomb before and after, it's just rubbing the lid. Okay, thank you. This is all for the for this. Okay, and now I think new share. Okay, yeah, I would like to. Okay.
Yes.
I think let's have just very short movie about the old city of Sana'a, which I had prepared it with an Italian friend in the Institute of the Beni Culturali in Venice. It is IBBC, which worked with us in the Great Mosque of Sana'a and Al Shafia, and we were just prepared this movie just for fundraising, but it gives very good idea about the situation in the old city of Sana'a, which is still existing there. So, is it clear?
We are seeing your screen, but you couldn't share.
Please share.
Please share.
Is it share?
No.
So you can see it?
We cannot see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Why? New share, okay, and it is. Now you can, is it okay? Hello?
Hello, we are hearing you. Just a minute. I'm
You
trying
see
to.
it?
We are. You couldn't see your screen. Please stop and share screen again. Dear Sayagi, please stop screen share.
Okay, is it okay?
Just a minute, he couldn't share. And Sayagi has some technical problems. He will connect again. We are waiting for him. Due to technical problems, we lost connection with Abdul Hakim. I'm waiting for him. Yes. Yes, yes. Please share your screen again. Maybe start presentation, not video. It's a huge video, maybe it cannot be opened easily. Yes.
Okay?
Yes, we are hearing you now. Please continue.
Okay. Problem.
Please share your presentation.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm trying. Yeah. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's happening here, but anyway.
Are you ready? Yes, we are ready.
Yeah.
Now we are hearing you. Please open your presentation.
Yeah, it is now, it is, I am in the, do you see it? Do you see the screen?
No, just your file. We are seeing your file.
Okay, this is,
Put it down.
okay. Just escape and this is the one.
I think it's opening.
Okay. You share. Okay. Is share, okay.
Yes, the recent one. Yeah, please choose it. Yes, it's okay.
Okay now?
Yes, it's okay. Please continue.
Okay, this is, I think, it will be the last one, okay. Resilience and action. You know, as I said before, that Yemen enjoy a rich and very much endangered cultural heritage, but mainly expressed by archaeology, manuscripts, okay, diversification. And all of these cultural heritage are unfortunately facing with accelerated random urbanization, especially for the cities and even the rural heritage, diluting building and river condition because of the lack of adequate legislative, administrative, and technical basis for sound development. Okay? And of course, there is a neglect and decay even before the crisis, but it becomes more severe after the crisis since 2011 and 2015, because the economic situation of the people are becoming very deteriorated, and they are not able also to restore and to make the least maintenance for their houses.
Again, lost connection with the Abdul Hakim. I'm waiting for him. I'm still waiting Abdul Hakim and Sayagi. Sorry for technical problems. I think they have a problem from local side. İnterneti koptu.
Evet, düştü geldi. Yani Yemen olunca yapacak bir şey yok.
Hı?
Yemen olunca normal.
Evet.
Normal ya, yani normal karşılamak lazım da. Ben sizin sesinizi yankılı mı duydum sanki? Bana öyle geldi. Sen bence YouTube canlı yayını kapatalım. Adamın bütün masaüstü göründüğü her şey böyle.
Gel buradan yap.
Aynen. Ondan sonra zaten ne gösterecek ya?
Bunu sonra sen editleyecek misin?
Biraz keselim. Gene yayın devam edecek. Sağ olun isterseniz. Sabitlemeye de ihtiyacım.
Hı?
Sizin yanınıza da ekleyelim.
Benim sesim kapalı.
Hı hı.
Hello, I'm really sorry because do you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you now.
I'm really sorry because of the internet connections. I mean, okay.
Yeah, please share your screen again.
Yeah, okay. I'm really sorry and. Do you see it?
Not again.
Hocam video mu gösterecek?
Hayır. Presentation.
Ha, okey.
Video istemiyorum ben ondan.
Do you see it?
No, unfortunately.
What's happening? I just make also the share and okay, I'm just share, okay, and
Now you are sharing. Please, yeah, okay, choose it.
is okay. Do you see it? Is it okay now?
Not now, not now. Please
Yeah.
choose that recent file.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yes, continue, please.
No, really sorry. Okay. As I said, okay, also one of the main causes of destruction are the war and conflict. And of course, the main partners in preservation of cultural heritage in Lebanon is Ministry of Culture. Under its umbrella, there is a number of organizations. The main one is the General Organization for Preservation of Historic Cities in Yemen, which is called GOVSI, as well as the General Authority of Antiquities and Museum War, as well as the General Authority of Endowment, ALQAR, as well as the GALSOP, what we call it, the General Authority for Land Survey and Urban Planning, because it has a very special department for historic cities, local councils in the historic cities and the archaeological sites, and of course the civil society, CSOs and NGOs, as well as the people, of course, and the inhabitants of those cities. This is, I just give a quick glimpse about the Social Fund for Development and Cultural Heritage Units, which I belong to that, and I'm really honored to that I'm a member of this very respectable institution, which is still the only institution working all Yemen with the same distance from all warriors, and we are the only ones still working in the cultural heritage through our cultural heritage unit. Actually, the Social Fund for Development established in 1997 with the Republican decree, and it was supervised by Director of Trustees, headed by the Prime Minister. But from the 2015, all of that are stagnated, and we are just working, independently. Actually, the main concern of Social Fund was for the main public services, education, health, water, environment, but also it had been, Cultural Heritage Unit was added to the SFD in 2001. Social Fund is working, for community-driven development. It is also, as I said before, it is a special autonomous organization enabled to fast intervene to help provide services and basic needs to the poor as part of poverty elimination and mitigation measures, side effects of the economic reform, as well as the war and armed conflict after 2015. Our main objective is supporting development opportunities for the poor, establishing and promoting innovative participative approaches in delivering basic services, and of course it is a community development, increasing access to basic services, small and micro enterprises development, creating access to financial and non-financial services. Also, we are working in the capacity building, providing training and institutional support and capacity building for our partners. And also, we have a very special labor-intensive works to implement very a large number of projects all over Yemen. And we are focused on deliver and results, continuous development and flexibility. We have also demonstration effects and performance, including low unit cost, proven system and modalities, including MIS, bottom-up planning, transparency and accountability, and gender sensitivity as well, and also for disabled sensitivity as well in the developed right now. Policies and approaches, it is a priority targeting based on national priority and data and field visits, community participation, capacity building and partnership with community groups, local and national and international NGOs, microfinance institutions and donors. Microfinance is supporting an emerging industry based on the best practices, and was very fruitful, especially in the time of war, where you may know that all governmental employees have no salaries since 2016, and so this kind of microfinance programs help them also to just to be more resilient to the current situations. Also, the capacity and governance, SMD capacity is supported by an integrated management and information system, and it is covered also by a number of donors. So most of the funds of the social fund are coming from donors like World Bank, Arab Fund, European Union, KfW, and so on. This is just the chart of the social fund for development. There is a board of trust and directors or trustees. This is also the director, manager, and of course, managing director. He has also a deputy, and we have what we call the supportive units, which is finance and administration, monitoring and evaluation, technical support, internal auditor, procurement, programming, and HR unit. We have also those units: education, water environment, training and institutional support, agriculture, SMET, which is small and medium enterprises, and also social protection. And we have also our unit, which is cultural heritage, and also there is 10 branches in Adan, Damar, Ib, Hajja, Amran, Sahda, Mukalla, Thula, Ta'ez, Sana, and we also create a new branch in the city of Marib, just to cope with the difficulties of the war and conflict. And the cultural heritage, as we said before, complaining from a very severe deteriorating situation, and we in the social fund, through our cultural heritage unit, we tried our best just to help and support with our local partners and the national and international partners. However, the scale and nature of the threats facing the various cultural heritage assets is simply too great to be faced by one entity like social fund alone. Indeed, this challenge is even greater than the capacity of Yemeni capabilities and resources in the normal situation. Not only in the war, but even in the normal situation, it was very challenging, because a combined of the properly use of to protect its rich and diverse cultural heritage. The size of national facing various cultural heritage assets is simply too great So, I mean, this is why we are just, seeking UNESCO and the international community to really support the Yemeni institutions, even not only the social fund, but even the Yemeni responsible entities for protection of cultural heritage. Okay, as I said, we are assisting in direct implementation projects and also training and capacity building of the, and also we are trying to explore economic opportunities and possibilities for of generating income from aspects of the cultural heritage. But it becomes more and more difficult in the world times of war. Okay. As action and intervention, I just to present you since 2016, because before that we have a large number of projects, but let's just present to you what have been done since 2016. We are adopting, just the nature of preservation and protection of cultural heritage is very sensitive, and it has to be done in a very careful. And before the war, we had somehow enough support from the international community, but after the war, the priority goes for the basic needs of the people, which is very, very logic. But still, also the cultural heritage cannot wait. When it is destroyed, it is destroyed. This is why we tried our best to adopt a new modality like cash for work and intensive labor works and livelihood programs in supporting the emergency intervention in the historic cities, areas, and monuments, particularly in the poorest areas. Focusing on project components is reducing the need for foreign expertise and leverage local knowledge. Projects community-based such as traditional water systems, paving roads, bridges for the outside the main cities, traditional markets, rehabilitation of residential buildings. We are also trying to creating temporary jobs opportunities for youth in and around the historical cities, because as I said before, that the economical situation is very difficult, and most of the people has no means of income. It is also a sort of contribution for the resilience of the inhabitants of historic cities. Capacity building and training for young architects, archaeologists, and technicians in the field of cultural heritage. Since 2016, Cultural Heritage Unit developed 107 projects, including started, of course, with inventories and damage assessment for buildings and infrastructure in the 3 historic cities, Shibam, Hadramaut, Sana'a, Zabid, and also the historic area of the city of Aden. And also we make an inventory and damage assessment for 60 Islamic monuments. And also one of the main projects are the Cash for Work Commercial Livelihood Opportunity for Urban Youth in Yemen. It is also in partnership with UNESCO and EU. And also we have a youth employment through heritage and culture in Yemen. Also, this is the second phase of our partnership with UNESCO and EU. And also we have another big project in the recovery of and conservation of 7 Islamic monuments in the old city of Sana'a. Of course, it is with the in partnership with the Monumento Orientale in Rome and funded by Aleph Foundation. All of those projects have the capacity building and training components. and also of course, as a result of those projects, we have rehabilitated tens of houses in the 4 cities. This is also one of the an example, a very good example of small project in the old city of Sana'a. This is a pilot project as one of the first rehabilitation projects after the war, which has been, this area has been targeted directly in 2016, and one of the first application of or adopting of cash for work modality in the preservation of built heritage in the World Heritage Property in Yemen, which is the historical city of Sana'a. This project, it is a model which we, after that, launched to another larger and bigger project in the old city of Sana'a and in other cities. This project actually encouraged donors and private sector to invest on the field of preservation projects connected with the humanitarian dimension, reflect on returning the disparate displaced people to their homes, giving a glimmer of hope to other affected people that we can help them in a very difficult time. Of course, this small project, we rescued and preserved 8 historical buildings and support and stabilization of 5 buildings, along with the repairing the core infrastructure of the area. So it was a pilot and a very example project. As I said, that we have surveyed and damage assessment in the cities of Shibam, just also to have an idea exactly what is the volume of destruction there, what is the priority for the project, and based on that data result, we share it. Of course, it is this project has been also funded by the World Monument Fund, as well as in partnership, of course, with the UNESCO and also the EU. This is also for the history of Sana'a, just to give an example about the volume of destruction, and also the damage assessment of the residential buildings and monuments in the old city of Sana'a, and it is the same also in Zabid and also in Sana'a. As a result, till now we already rescued and repaired 400 houses, 200 in Sana'a, because it was the beginning we worked there, and almost 100 buildings in the city of Zabid, and 80 houses in Shibam Hadramaut, and also almost about 10 to 15 houses in the historical area of Aden. And of course, the second phase of this project is working now, and we are targeting even 100 houses in each of the historical sites. And okay, this is the second phase of working in the mentioned historical cities and sites. And also this is the damage documentation assessment of almost 60 Islamic monuments in the old city of Sana'a. Because as I said before, because the violation of buildings and organization is one of the main threats for the historic city of Sana'a. This is why we just focus in this phase on the old city of Sana'a, and also we have also planned to just also work in Zabid and in Shibam as well, and in other cities. Great, thank you. This is all what I can say, and thank you very much. And I'm really very sorry for inconvenience, because this is the first time I make it from my house, and it was much better if I can just make it from my office. with the assistant of IT officer there. And thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Abdullah Kemal Sayagi. This is very detailed and informative and also comprehensive presentation. Also, the efforts from the Yemeni side and also from the international partners are so valuable for preservation of cultural heritage in Yemen. We read some of them from the international publishments websites. These are valuable. This is also nice to hear from you, also from our colleagues. This is really valuable. Yeah, it needs more attention. Maybe we will have another heritage talk to show detailed information about the preservation efforts. Our limited time is really difficult to share everything in a very small time. Yeah. Thank you so much. In fact, our general attitude is after presentation we are accepting questions, but today we are out of time. Maybe one question we can accept. Later on we can finish our program. If there is a question from our listeners, Al-Sayagi will answer your questions. If there is no questions,
okay.
Thank you so much. During your presentation, you showed us the valuable, rich cultural heritage of Yemen. Also, the efforts of preservation of cultural heritage. This is so valuable. Unfortunately, the war or the armed conflict didn't finish until now. We are accepting to finish the bad conditions and from the human side and also from the cultural heritage preservation side. Thank you for your efforts and also thank you for your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. If there is a recommendation, and I don't know if your institution can help in the capacity building and training for Yemeni young architects and archaeologists. It will be very gratitude, and if we can arrange such cooperation and partnership, either between SFD and Ircica, and also even with the partnership also with UNESCO or any other international community, like Movimento Orientale in Rome or IBBC in Venice, or so you are. I'm really encouraging you to encourage if you have training programs and capacity building for young people, so it will be very helpful there.
Yeah, this is a very important part of our duty. We are trying to develop projects related to capacity building and also preparing the database inventories related to cultural heritage. After this program, it also gives us a chance to develop new partnerships related to cultural heritage. We will keep in touch with you. We will discuss the opportunities related to cultural heritage preservation, especially capacity building, educational programs, maybe workshops. We can organize it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to accept your presentation. Thank you for your participation, all dear guests. Our Heritage Talk programs are online from the YouTube channel. Also, we will have new programs, new lectures in the next month. We want to see you in our Heritage Talk programs. Thank you for everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. wa rahmatullahi wa
Esselamu
barakatuh.
aleyküm. Aleykümselam. Şimdi diyelim de kafayı kaçıracağım. Haydi gelin. Aynen. Doğru.
Hocam ne oldu?
Bitti.
Ne bitti?
Program
Nasıl bitti? Ben bitti demedim.
Ben bitti demeden bitmez de abi bitti.
Valla.
Şu anda kaydediyor.
Ha olur. Neyi kaydediyor?
Ne bileyim böyle yazdı burada kaydediyor bir şey dedi.
Hani yapmamış.
Ne bileyim.